Hello, I'm Rico Cavella, and welcome to this episode of Fearless Aging, where in every episode, my guests and I, we strive to offer you proven tips and strategies that you can use immediately to greatly improve your overall health and well-being. So we're here to inspire you and empower you to become your best self so you can go out and make a bigger positive impact in the world. So before I introduce today's show and our expert guest, I have a question for you. If you've been wondering how well you are aging, well, we have the solution for you. Go to my main website, agelesslivinglifestyle.com. You can take our free aging assessment. And if you don't like the results, you can book a free call with me and we'll discuss what challenges you're having. And I'll give you some quick and easy tips to get you going on the right track. So, the title of today's episode is How to Thrive Through the Eye of the Storm. Now that might not sound like wellness, but actually, wellness is about mental, physical, and spiritual well-being. So we all have storms to go through. So this is going to be a real helpful, really interesting show. Our expert guest is Marques Ogden. He's a former NFL player who is now an inspirational keynote speaker. He's also the founder and CEO of Ogden Ventures LLC. He's a five-time best-selling author of Sleepless Nights and the Success Cycle. He's a business coach and consultant and the podcast host of, of Get Authentic with Marques Ogden. All through his journey, although his journey didn't come easy or without relenting adversity, he pulled himself together during his darkest hours. He actually got a part time job as a custodian, and then he rose back to the top again with hard work and determination and using his struggles as inspiration to blaze his own trail forward. So now he likes to share his powerful story to help others learn how to fall forward and achieve success in their life. So, Marcus Ogden, thanks so much for being here, man.
How you doing today, Rico? Thanks for having me on, my friend.
Yeah, it was fun. I was on your podcast. We had a lot of fun. That was really
Yeah,
cool.
it was awesome.
So my very first question is, being an NFL player. So what happened after did you get injured? You had to quit
Yeah,
early.
I had a back injury and I literally was just not performing at the level that I was used to. Our father passed away suddenly. That was a big mental toll on my body, big. And then
Hmm.
I just couldn't keep the weight on when I got back. And then I hurt my back to say in that regard. And then between the mental anguish, the mental struggles, between the physical struggles with my back and not being able to perform at a high level anymore because I just wasn't able to carry the weight that I need to play the position I did of offensive lineman. I ended up having to retire from the National Football League after about 6 years of playing.
Yeah, that's kind of stressful. I hope our audience can be. We all have different struggles, but we all go through the same. It still comes down to the same thing, no matter what you're dealing with. But you have a really interesting story. So what happened then? What happened after you had to retire? And then I know you were going through some. You were going through a big storm.
Yeah, Rico, I got really addicted to alcohol, gambling, nightlife,
Uh,
women, going out, just partying all the time. And
uh,
I just really had no purpose. I had no direction. I had no real like just value, mission, mantra in life. So it was hard for about 6 months. And then finally in 2008, after about 6 months of that negative, toxic behavior, I started my construction company, Caden Premier Enterprises, and we grew to be the largest African American owned subcontractor in the city of Baltimore in the state of Maryland for 2 years. But
uh,
unfortunately, because of my ego getting in the way, not keeping a good mental, spiritual, physical health, I kind of just got into like eating whatever I wanted, staying out late, not getting enough rest, just constantly just defiling my body, taking my money and going out to the clubs, excessive drinking. I was making money, but not taking care of myself. I lost connection with my spiritual side. And as a result of that, I ended up losing everything that I owned. Everything that I owned, I lost in 2013. And I had to move to Raleigh with $400 to my name and start over from complete bottom.
wow. Well, thanks for being so transparent and being so honest and talking about your story. Yeah, that sounds pretty rough. Okay, so now you got to Raleigh. So what happened then?
So I was in Raleigh and I ended up getting a job. The NFL was a saving grace. They kept me from going homeless. They paid 4 months of my bills, rent, car, insurance, all those things. I had a job at Merrill Lynch in Durham, great organization. I have a degree in finance. Unfortunately, when I went to work there, I didn't prepare like I needed to, like I should have, and I ended up losing and getting fired from that job after 2 months. All my fault. Went to a construction company. The next day, went to a construction company, a masonry contractor. Was there for 5 days and got fired from that job. So fired twice in the same week. And the
Wow.
only job I could get was a custodian working in downtown Raleigh for $8.25 an hour.
Wow.
I
Wow.
cleaned buildings. I worked the night shift, like office, mixed use buildings, all the janitorial work. And I finally hit rock bottom in 2013 September when somebody's spoiled milk, nasty, rotten meat got all over me. And that was my wake up call. And that's when I said, you know what? I'm the one that put myself here.
Yeah.
I'm the one that got myself in trouble. And that was, Rico, the beginning of me getting my mental health, my spiritual health, my physical health back, trying to get my life back in order. And I started speaking in September 2013. Had some struggles along the way. It took me 2.5 years to get my first paid job. Finally got that paid job in April 2016. Started getting coached in 2018. And then things were going very well in my business until unfortunately I had to file for divorce in 2022 unexpectedly.
Wow, I mean that's quite a story, but I think the main message here that we all want to know is, first of all, we all have to deal with things like this, but come to the realization that was a real good point that you made was you realized it was all on you. You created all these things yourself, and but the good thing about that, when you realize that, then you also realize, well, okay, then I can also create something else as well.
Yeah, I mean, here's the thing, ladies and gentlemen, thriving through the eye of the storm. You want to be like the bison. I'm a Howard University bison graduate, and I'm actually in Howard University's Athletic Hall of Fame. My father and I both are. My dad went in for track, he threw the shot put, and I went in for football. The bison is the only animal that goes into the eye of the storm because the bison believes by going through the eye of the storm that they'll come out less harmed and less scathed by doing that. And so that's what I try to live my life like now. I don't run from problems. If something comes up, I try to find a way to fix it. And another thing I've learned is learn to delegate and or lean in on your team or your people for help, right? And I think a lot of us, to protect your wellness and your health, and especially like your mental health, you have to realize, right, Rico, you can't do everything. It's
Exactly.
not possible. You cannot. I mean, I had a good friend of mine, good friend, he's a client of mine, was in the hospital because he's just been so run down. He's a young guy too, only in his early 30s, but he's a great coach, a great speaker, a great guy, but he does so much. He doesn't delegate stuff to people. We've been talking about this for a while. I've been coaching him for years. I say, man, you gotta delegate more. You gotta delegate more. And then he had a really bad scare to his health last weekend. And so we took a couple weeks off of coaching. I said, man, look, I'm just worried about you as a person, but that can happen to any and all of us if we don't protect our mental health. So again, in work, in growing a business, in working corporate America, just remember at some point, your self care, your self health is going, your self health for yourself, all those things have to play into fact and play in to not have yourself be in a position, right, Rico, where you get run down.
Yeah, well, that's another great point. And also, I just want to add to that, as you said, get some help. No matter what things we're going through, there's always people there to help you. There's all kind of people, programs, and things, and it's just like what you and I do now to help people with all different aspects of their life. So, yeah, not only as far as business, have a team and get people to delegate, but get help if you're having mental issues or health issues. Get some help. You don't have to try and struggle through it alone.
Rico, I have been in therapy since June of 2022 trying to save my marriage. I had to file for divorce in July 2022, and I have been in therapy ever since then. I just hired a relationship coach to help me work through challenges, help me work through some things in my life, some of the gook or junk, whatever you want to call it. So I'm trying to get better. And there's absolutely nothing wrong with that. Anybody who is strong enough to get help deserves to have the life that they want for themselves, because getting help is not a sign of weakness. It's a true sign of strength that you cannot do anything and everything by yourself.
Absolutely. It takes courage to stand up just like you are, to really admit to yourself, that here's some things I really need to work on. And I realize that everything in my life, I'm the creator of that, but I can learn, I can get better, and I can get some help, and I can move through the eye of the storm, as you say. Great messages, Marcus. Yeah.
Thank you, sir. I appreciate that.
Yeah. And so tell us where you're at right now and what you're doing. And I want you to tell us too some of, I always like to ask people, like yourself, who've gone through all these things, why do you think some people like yourself get it together and say, "Okay, I'm going to overcome. I'm going to make this happen. I'm going to do it," and other people don't? What do you think it takes?
I think it takes two things. Number one, consistency.
Yeah,
And number two, realizing that the magic factor, the it factor is you.
yeah,
In any and every situation, the only constant is you. And if you
right.
want to be great and get your life back on track, you have to look with inside yourself. And I tell people, you must find your purpose. If you don't know what your purpose is, if you don't have a sense and or understanding of what that is, what that looks like, then how are you going to move forward in your life? It's not possible. So I feel exceptional people get their life back also, Rico, are extremely disciplined. So many people want to label people a prodigy like Beethoven, Kobe Bryant, Tiger Woods, so on and
Yeah,
so forth. People, it's so much more comfortable for us as a society, I feel, to label somebody a prodigy or that they're that gifted. But in
yeah,
reality, do you know how much work that person put in?
exactly.
Beethoven used to combine 60 to 70 different musical combinations for one melody,
Yeah,
and he was deaf.
yeah,
Kobe Bryant would put in constant work early in the morning. I mean, Vanessa was known for him. Vanessa used to always say, if I rolled over a bed 1 o'clock in the morning, Kobe wasn't there, I knew he was at the facility or at the at the Lakers,
yeah,
stadium working on his game.
yeah,
Right? It
exactly.
takes it takes 10,000 dedicated, deliberate practice hours of improvement to become a master of your craft.
Yeah, no question about it. So again, I just want to keep you're laying out some really, really basic concepts for success and all aspects of your life. Is first of all, you got to take responsibility for it, and you got to put in the work. And the people who are successful, and everybody has challenges, everybody has storms to move through, and the people that are successful in doing that is because they take responsibility to do it, and they put in the work. And when you do that, you can't fail. As long as you, like you say, stay consistent, stay focused on the outcome that you want, and you'll do it just like you have. That's a great story you have, Marcus.
Well, Rico, I wrote something down for myself. It really comes back to this key aspect also. There's three things in life that helps you to create the life you want for yourself: your environment,
Hmm.
your input, your associations. And I made a note: associations is the number one thing I feel out of the three, because who you hang around will set your environment. will set what you're listening to or watching or listening to for music or audiobooks or whatever. And I tell people all the time, your mind is not designed to make you happy, make you joyful, bring you bliss. Your mind is designed to keep you alive. That's your mind's job. So it's your job to associate with the right type of people, right, Rico? They're going to help you have a better environment, going to help you input better knowledge or music or information to your brain. And I can tell you, for me, in the last probably about year, I've changed who I hang around, and everything in my life just has gone up and up, from finances to my health, to what I do, how I spend my time, how I utilize my free time, my appearance. I back into really into even more self-care, pedicures, facials, massages, PT. I'm 44 years old. I looked at a picture of my dad, Rico, when he was about my age, and loved my father to death. But my dad had so much gray hair and just a smidge of dark at 44. And I'm 44. And my hair is mainly dark. And I take care of myself. And my dad, I could tell he had rough stuff in his skin. He didn't do pedicure. He didn't do all those things. And unfortunately, my father did not practice self-care. He did
Yeah.
not take care of himself. And I feel that was also a contribution to his early passing, because he passed at
Oh,
57.
no, absolutely. You know what, Marcus? I was just thinking, it's so good that you've gotten really into your health and self care, because I think I remember reading a statistic that said the average NFL player average only lives to age 57.
Yeah, it's not.
Because,
They don't take us. It's like we don't end up doing. Some of us, not all. Some of us
yeah,
do not do the things after the fact, and we don't take care of lifting weights or swim. I'm back into doing a lot of swimming now. I run
oh,
like
that's good.
2 3 times a week. I'll play basketball. I'll box, but swimming is a great thing I've picked up. And I've lost about 25 to 30 pounds since I went to the brain and body assessment through the NFL back in December. I cut out like hot chocolates, a bunch of sugar,
Yeah,
energy drinks, a bunch of sugar.
yeah,
I've cut out a lot of the like strawberry shakes I used to love from McDonald's. I don't do those anymore. I
that's
still
good.
eat. I still eat what I want here or there, but like a lot of the things that are constant sugar or carbs or starches, I'm trying to really watch. And it's done a phenomenal. It's had great results for me. So again, this is a health and wellness show. I can just tell you,
Yeah,
going to get those checkups for me was vital in me getting my life back on track.
yeah, that's so good. Marcus, I have a 60-second uh, message, and we'll come back. And I want to hear what you're currently doing, and I want to hear some of your best strategies for overcoming adversity. All right.
Now, in just 17 minutes, you can get and stay fit and look and feel your best for life. This will be a life-changing and life-saving experience for you. Yes, it's true. Scientific studies have shown the Fast Fit 17 system is the fastest way to achieve maximum results in the shortest amount of time. This is a true fitness breakthrough. This system was developed particularly for busy people over 40 who know they need and want to get into better shape and have more energy, but feel they don't have the time. Now, time is no longer an issue. We want everyone to take advantage of this fitness breakthrough. So, for a limited time, you can get the entire program for only $17. So don't miss out. Order now at fastfit17.com.
Okay, we're back with Marques Ogden. So, Marcus, tell us about now, like when you go out and speak about success and how to help people to move forward in their life. What would say? What are the top three things that you recommend to people of how they can get themselves together and move through the eye of the storm? What?
So I would say it's three things. Number one is lean on your attributes over your skills. Lean into what you have inside of you, not what you do on the outside.
Mhm.
Number two, move your horizons. Learn to break things down into small, manageable action steps, not the whole big problem. And third, embrace dynamic subordination. You don't know everything, so allow others that have more experience than you to lead in that regard.
Yeah. That's so good. There's no question about that. So when you actually coach people in their business, but you also coach them in their overall health as well, right?
Oh yeah, of course. I mean, it's
Yeah.
health, spiritual, physical, mental, emotional, who you hang around, what you consume, what you read, what you eat. I'm not gonna be a health nut to people, but hey, look, the better you do in these areas, the more your life will be well-rounded. I mean, again, love my father to death. He was my
Mhm.
best friend, he was my dad, he was everything. But I saw what not to do from a health perspective. And
Yeah.
so that's something, he probably didn't even realize it. He was helping me to see as I got older how to take care of myself. And those are the things that I'll always be grateful to him for in that regard.
Okay. Well, tell us. So we want people to go to your main website, marcusogden.com, and we'll put that link in the show. So tell us what people find there, and what can they learn, and
Yeah, they'll find out about our speaking, our coaching, our consulting, our podcast, Get Authentic with Marques Ogden. They'll find out about some of our services, our keynote titles and descriptions, what we bring to our clients, and what we offer, right, Rico? We offer self confidence and self belief enhancement through keynote speaking, business coaching, corporate consulting, and our podcast. That's what we offer.
Okay, well, yeah, that sounds really good. So when people go to your website, is there also, do you have some any kind of free training there, or any kind of a?
Yeah, people can book a call. Yeah, and the inner game community, there's a link on there. It's a free community to network with like-minded people, business leaders, consultants, coaches, speakers, podcasters. It's an absolute free community for you to come in, network, and meet some great like-minded people. The inner game community, it's completely free. You can just access it through our website.
Yeah, I remember you told me about that when I was on your show. I got to go there. I haven't been there. I got to go there and get involved with you guys. Uh, so tell me a little. We got like a couple of minutes to go here. Tell us who really do you like to work with? Who's a good candidate to work with you?
Anybody that really is an individual that wants to strengthen their mindset, that's a leader that wants to elevate to the next level, or a speaker who wants to get on more stages and wants to learn the tricks of the trade or the tips and strategies. And also anybody that wants to start and or grow a podcast for more sponsorship, more outreach. That's who I think will be a great fit to connect with us, or corporations for consulting that want to work on collaboration or culture or enhancement or teamwork. That's always going to be great clients for us.
Do you do this primarily yourself, or do you have a team of
Oh,
other
I,
coaches?
I have a team of other coaches that I work with. I do the one-on-ones me, the consulting is me, but through the community, we're building a bunch of different resources, and we have in the community different experts that come in and give their expertise, like on AI, or on like finance, or on operations or marketing. Like they'll come in and be part of our community to help us scale, and we love having those individuals be part of our program.
Yeah, what about getting on? I get out and speaking more. I need to get back and get out and speaking more and find more stages. How do you help people do that?
We help people through our coaching. I do one-on-one coaching in that area. Then I help to connect you with some of our past clients or existing clients that I feel your message would be a great fit for. In this business of speaking, right, Rico, it's all about who you know and who knows
Yeah,
you.
yeah,
Find the opportunities, the budget, the timing, the message. It all has to sync. And we help you to kind of create that in that regard through our coaching.
yeah. That's good. Well, I definitely got to check it out because I definitely want to get out there. You know, on people who have stages mostly about business success, and so I try to convince some of them that what I can teach people is show me how to have maximum personal energy, because as you know, it takes a lot of energy to be highly successful in every aspect of your life, right?
That's
And so
correct.
I haven't had a lot of success, so convincing them that my talk on all day energy, the natural way, would be really beneficial for their audience.
I love it. I love it.
But I got to get that message out to those people. Yeah.
Yep. Well, hit me up. Shoot me an email. We'll set a time to chat.
We'll definitely do that. Marcus, it's so good. I really appreciate your honesty and your transparency, and you have a great message, great storm. Thank you so very much for being here. And
Oh,
as always, yeah, thank you, Mark. That was
thanks for
great.
having me, my friend.
And as always, I like to end all of our shows with knowledge without action is useless. So we give you lots of good wisdom and knowledge, but you got to take action on it. All right. Thank you, everybody, for being here. And tell your friends about the Fearless Aging Show.